Well, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Yoda's Hut. This game features myself, Bill. I go by Yoda Man on the boards. I'm on the right playing a Jedi deck against my buddy Jerry's Sith deck from about 2 weeks ago. And looks like Jerry has started with two Agent of the Emperors and Plan of the Prophetess. That's pretty good start for Sith there. He's going to play a resource with a Sith Library start, follow it up with an Emperor's Royal Guard. So he has protection for units that might hit the board. And then another two drop there with Dark Side Apprentice. So Jerry has a pretty good first turn there. He's going to be able to take the force back. He's going to commit the Royal Guard. And he's got a couple defenders on the board. So my turn starts. Looks like I'm going to play at Dagobah Training Grounds. And then I'm going to follow it up with Yoda. Yoda is always good to hit the board, especially early. One resource still left. Looks like I've got an unhinged astromech that I'm going to put into play now, or play. So my objectives, I actually am starting with 2 May the Force be with you. Everybody know what that objective does. And Ties of Blood, which forces the dark side player to attack on their conflict phase. Otherwise, you get to do a damage to one of the light side or dark side objectives. So I'm going to swing in at Agent of the Emperor with Yoda here, try to turn one of those off. Otherwise, Jerry would be able to commit Sith units and then put focus tokens on any light side unit after the force struggle. So Jerry's got a choice here. He wants to defend, and looks like he's thinking about defending with the Dark Side Apprentice. So going to just kind of get in the way of that and hope he can stop the attack somehow. Maybe he's got a couple heated battles or a force choke. I'm not sure. So we go to the edge battle. I've put a card in. Jerry's put a card in. Looks like I've got two with a Seeds of Decay, and he had one that was not exactly sure what that was. It looked like one of those guys from Servant of the Emperor. So I focus the Royal Guard with the Seeds. I'm going to shoot the Dark Side Apprentice with Yoda's one gun. I choose to focus the Royal Guard and let the Dark Side Apprentice shoot back from 1 damage to Yoda. So the Royal Guard's now double focused. The Dark Side Apprentice is focused out, so I can get a free swing with the unhinged astromech. So cheap blast. Nice thing is the astromechs can't be force choked, so I get 2 after the unopposed. Go to the force phase. I'm committing Yoda, using May the Force be with you to free him up. No sense committing the astromech because of Plan of the Prophetess. It doesn't have any icons right now. And the dial will go to 2 as Jerry's turn starts. So Jerry does have 5 resources since he was able to play one last game. Unfortunately, I focused his Royal Guard after I hit it with the Seeds of Decay to kind of keep it out of battle the next turn. It will be able to still protect, so might not do some good even if it can't defend or attack. So Jerry's going to play Dark Temple, the great force resource from Saris's set. So let you take a focus token off of it at the end of the force phase if you win the force struggle. And he's still got 4, potentially 5 resources to play on his turn. Might be hard for him to play anything to be able to take the force back right now that because of Yoda. Unless he could drop maybe a couple cheap units with tactics and sort of force me to defend and then have something back to commit to take the force back. But with 4 or 5, he could play Vader, he could play Saris, he could play Mara, could play Arden if he wanted to actually pay for it full price, Bach for 3. Lots of options on Sith, about anything but Palpatine. So it looks like Jerry's put 3 resources down. He's going to put a 4th down using Dark Temple, and there comes Mara. So Mara is certainly a really good Sith unit. She gets targeted strike and shielding when she's committed to the Force. So look and see what Jerry might do. It seems like he might want to attack to try to just turn off Ties of Blood. Up, he is skipping conflict. He just grabbed a Force card to commit Mara so he can turn all our abilities. And I'm actually using Ties of Blood to do a damage to Plan of the Prophetess. And Jerry's not going to be able to take force back since Yoda has 5 icons. The most he could get now is 4. And chooses to actually put another damage on Plan of the Prophetess with my balance damage since I have balance now. Refresh, and I get to clear off the unhinged astromech. Looks like I just drew a Twi'lek Luke. That's good. I'm not quite sure what that is. A fate card. So I'm going to play the Twi'lek Advisor for 1. That's good cheap tactics. Can force Jerry to defend on something. And there's poor Luke. So a lot of people like to play the Between the Shadows Luke, who's certainly great if you can get his lightsaber looping, but poor Luke is still a good unit with his targeted strike, the enhancements that come with his set, like the Jedi lightsaber, trust your feelings. He has 3 health. He also gets to take a token off at the end of the light side player's turn, basically when the dark side player's turn starts. So I'm going to swing in at the Agent of the Emperor that only has 1 damage on it with the Twi'lek and basically force Jerry to have to defend with something. So he can choose to defend with Mara and shield her, but that would leave him a little bit more vulnerable to Yoda and Luke going in at Mara. So he's going to defend with the Dark Side Apprentice and hope he wins the edge battle, I guess, so he can kill the Twi'lek and still have Mara available for the defense. So we'll go to the edge battle here. Looks like we've each put 1 card in. We're passing. I've got a protection. Jerry just had a Sith library for 0, so I'm going to win edge. I have a feeling I didn't think I was going to do that. I put the protection on Luke, and now I've got a pretty easy choice. I'm going to try to shoot the Dark Side Apprentice. Jerry could protect that, and yep, he's going to choose to protect the damage to the Dark Side Apprentice. I gotta think you gotta focus Mara here and let the Twi'lek Advisor die. It's kind of done its job. So yep, focus Mara with the Twi'lek. The Dark Side Apprentice shoots back to kill the Twi'lek, but now everything on Jerry's side is focused out, and I got a free board to swing at. So I'm going to send Luke in after Plan of the Prophetess. Sounds like a good choice. Turn that thing off so I can get some icons back on the astromech if I need to. So I'll use targeted strike from Luke, and obvious thing is to take out the guard since he could protect it there anyway. Do 2 damage to the objective with the unopposed. That'll blow up my first objective of the game. The dial is still only at 2 thanks to keeping the force here. And now I'm going to send the unhinged astromech in to get a couple more damage on. I chose not to attack with Yoda, probably because it wasn't going to do me much good if I attack. I can't lock down Mara since she's elite right now. I might as well keep Yoda on the defense. And Luke will free up when the turn passes to Jerry anyway. Go to force phase. I'm going to commit the unhinged astromech since it has its force icon back. And when Jerry's turn starts, the dial will go to 3, and I'll be able to clear off Luke. So I've got 3 defenders ready to block any attack Jerry might have. He will have at least 7 resources, depending on what he flips. He flips up an Emperor's Web, so may not be what Jerry would have wanted to see right now because it only has 4 health, but at least it will give him a discount on the first event card he plays each turn, so that can help him in sort of a pseudo resource there. So whatever Jerry does, he's got to somehow turn off that Tides of Blood, otherwise I'll be able to use it to either take out that Agent of the Emperor that's already damaged or with 4 on it, or throw another damage on Webb, or throw damage on the other Agent of the Emperor. Jerry chose to discard here, and let's see what he does. When he might deploy, he's only got 2 units on the board right now. That's not probably where he wants to be with facing Yoda and Luke, and even the unhinged astromech, which has the potential for that cheap blast. But with all those resources, he could play a Palpatine and a Royal Guard potentially. Actually, no, he could play Palpatine, but not the Royal Guard with. He's only got 7. Sorry about that. He could certainly play Vader if he gets Vader. Saris, Arden Lynn, Bach. All those things that I think are in his deck. So, looks like he might actually be skipping deploy. He's going to spend 2 to play Deadly Sight. Not sure what he's playing Deadly Sight on. I guess he could be using it on the astromech. Oh, he's got a second Deadly Sight, so he targeted Luke, so that reduces Luke's icons by 2, and then another 2 by 4, so Deadly Sight kills Luke. He's only got the 2 resources left on Dark Temple now, though, and he's still got to worry about Yoda here. He's going to spend 1 resource play, looks like Give In to Your Anger. I mean, he's going to try to see if he can top deck 2 damage and take out Yoda here. I gotta think. Yep. So he flips up a 1. He'll do 1 more damage to Yoda, but he won't quite get rid of Yoda. Although that actually should make it easier for him to potentially take out Yoda with an attack by Mara. Mara will get the shielding. Yoda only has 3 guns right now, so the shielding won't be able to, will keep her alive even if Yoda wins Edge. And assuming Jerry can win the Edge battle here, he's going to take out Yoda, barring a seed. So we've both put a couple cards in. Looks like we both passed. I had a heat of battle and something else. Looks like Jerry actually had 5, so Jerry's going to win the Edge battle. He'll get to do a damage to Mara. I think he forgot to put the shield on Mara now that I'm looking at it. So he'll kill Yoda with Mara swinging. Mara has to double focus there. He put the shield on. I guess we kind of remembered. Then we had talked about it. So he gets 2 damage plus the 1 unopposed on Ties of Blood. So at least Ties of Blood won't go off. But unless Jerry has some trick up his sleeve, he is not going to be able to get the Force back. The astromech droid is sitting there with 1 icon, and that's the only amount of icons that Darkside Apprentice has. So at this point, I think I'm in pretty good shape. He must have passed turn. I chose to do it balance damage to the Agent of the Emperor that already had 2 damage on it. Now, I do only have the astromech now, so if I get one of those awful Jedi draws, it may not do much. I saw Sheehan training, Owen, Signal Scrammer. I think that's Yoda, you seek Yoda. That'll help. Not really the best of draws, but I think I might be able to do something with it when I saw Yoda, you seek Yoda, and Owen. Owen could swing for an unopposed if he needs to, so I'm going to play Owen. So Owen's certainly a great resource accelerator if you need him. You can sacrifice him. He's like the Sith Holocron. He reduces the next Jedi card you play by 3. He's also a unit with 2 health, so that helps. Playing Yoda, you seek Yoda there, so I'll have to bump the dial up to 4 and go get Yoda back from my deck. Since I just lost the other one, I'm pretty sure there should be one in my deck. I see a Luke. Sheehan trainings again. There is another Yoda. So got another powerful unit there with Yoda on the board. The astromech with the free blast if I can win Edge. I don't think Jerry has many cards for the Edge battle. He used those 2 deadly sights. He used a given to your anger. He used a couple cards in the Edge battle. I think he actually only has 1 card right now. And no resources open. So if things set up right for me, I might be able to win the game right here on this turn. Probably have a couple options. Try to just blow up Agent of the Emperor with Yoda and the astromech, and then send Owen in for the unopposed. I am choosing to attack the Agent of the Emperor that has 4 damage on it with Yoda, so I guess maybe I don't have it. I'm just trying to make sure I can get a free swing with the astromech at this point, since I'll be able to free Yoda's up with May the Force be with you out. So I gotta think Jerry might defend, but unless he's got some crazy trick up his sleeve, it's just gonna get his Darkside Apprentice killed. So he chose not to defend. I'm gonna focus the Darkside Apprentice, do a damage to the objective, and blow it up. So I've got the second objective there, and there's unfinished business. So I can go ahead and get Luke back out of my discard. Luke and the astromech can take out that last Agent of the Emperor. So another win for the Jedi. So if people are looking to see how good Jedi can be, there is an example of how it can still dominate against the Sith deck. Thanks for watching.